Hello, Peggy Marcos, local real estate agent here with HomeSmart Optima Realty, servicing Contra Costa County. Hope you and your families have been doing well. The past couple months we've been sheltering in place, and I've just been updating everyone with information about the real estate market and what's going on, interest rates as well. So our interest rates are still in the 3%, which is great. And there's a lot of information I'd like to share with you all today. My job, of course, as a professional, is to try to educate everyone based off factual information, and then that way, you can make your decision if you're ready to sell or buy right now. I'm sure you've had plenty of time in your homes, as I have as well. So it's given us a lot of time to reevaluate to see, hey, is this a house for me? Is this where I want to be the next 10 years? Or is it time to make an upgrade or some changes as well? So those are things that, of course, you need to talk about with your family, but I'll just be providing some information about the economy as well. So here's a graph indicating homeowner equity throughout the U.S. This information is coming from John Bird's Consulting and Keeping Current Matters. So as you can see, 42% of homeowners have equity in their home, which is a very large amount. Here's a quote from Ben Bernanke. He was a former Federal Reserve chairman. So he states, "I don't find comparing the current downturn with the Great Depression to be very helpful. The expected duration is much less and the causes are very different." And here's a statement from Josh Sumbrun. He states, "News stories often describe the coronavirus-induced global economic downturn as the worst since the Great Depression. This is likely to be literally true. Yet for many, the comparison does more to terrify than clarify." And here are some projections from Goldman Sachs. So this is pretty much a graph that states the comparison between the Great Depression and COVID-19 and everything going on as far as the unemployment rates. And then here's some information from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It pretty much states week by week for the beginning of the pandemic unemployment filings by week. So as you can see, they have been declining. Here's also information from labor statistics. So as you can see, servers and bartenders, like I spoke about in my last video, they're the ones that are being hit the hardest. So as you can see, 37% filing. Retail is next, temporary services, doctor's offices, and it goes so on and so forth. And here's a statement from Odetta Kushi, Deputy Chief Economist for First American. So our analysis shows that the nature of the service sector-driven recession is unlikely to result in a one-to-one decline in home ownership being demand, because those being impacted disproportionately by this recession are much less likely to have been house hunting in the first place. And here's a graph that shows job loss greater for lower income households, as we know. So unfortunately, 40% of people that make under $40,000 are obviously being more affected by this. Now this graph is a comparison between the Great Recession, the Great Depression, and also Goldman Sachs projections. And as you can see, they are projected obviously by like year 3 to go ahead and start decreasing. As we've heard from many economists, a lot of them are projecting right now, the major financial institutions are calling for a second half recovery. What does that mean? So pretty much the second half of the year. Right now we're in Q2. As we all know, we are actively in a recession. However, we are projected a V-shape still, which would mean that we're going to get out quickly, and that's what they're projecting. Here's a statement from Lisa Chalet, a Morgan Stanley Chief Investment Officer. "We believe that the U.S. economy is set for a U-shape or even a V-shape recovery where economic activity will bottom perhaps very soon and then recover steadily." And it's very important to get economists' opinion on this because it does affect, of course, the real estate market. And here's a statement from Dr. Frank Nothaft. He is a chief economist for CoreLogic. "For the first 6 decades after World War II, the housing sector led the rest of the economy out of each recession, expected to do so this time as well." Here's a statement from Robert Dietz. He's also a chief economist. So as the economy begins a recovery later in 2020, we expect housing to play a leading role. Housing enters this recession underbuilt, not overbuilt. Based on demographics and current vacancy rates, the U.S. may have a housing deficit of up to 1 million units. Here's also a statement from First American. So the U.S. housing market has proven to be incredibly resilient in the face of recent pandemics. History suggests the housing market is likely to fare better through pandemics and recover more quickly than the overall economy. And here's a statement from CNBC. So evidence is mounting that homebuyers may be coming back to the market after demand plummeted in the past month due to coronavirus. And here's a graph that shows real estate showings for homes. Obviously, they decreased in the beginning of the pandemic and after real estate was deemed to be essential, and we've taken proper precaution by wearing disposable, foot booties for your shoes and also sanitizer and gloves. There's been more showings now. Now this statement is from Skylar Olson. He is a senior principal economist at Zillow. So many sellers with the flexibility to delay or temporarily remove listings have opted to do so, perhaps waiting out the uncertainty. Now that more buyers are in the market, those sellers are wading back in, joining those who had remained motivated to sell for any number of life reasons. Here's also some information from Zillow. So this is a graph showing new listing and pending sales increasing week over week as of May 12th. So with all of that said, of course, it is definitely an interesting time in the world right now. And again, I always want to offer our sincere condolences for anyone that's been affected for this or through this. I know I have family members as well that have suffered through this, and it's not been easy to deal with. So prayers of healing for everyone that's struggling with this, whether it's financially or health-wise or in any way. But again, it is a time to be able to evaluate our lives to see if it's time for us to list our properties or try to go ahead and buy. Maybe you're just putting off, but you have to remember, if you wait to buy and the interest rates go up, you're actually losing money. So waiting to see if the market's going to crash or anything of that nature, it may not be benefiting you. So it's definitely something you want to talk to a loan officer about and see about your choices to see if you can get pre-qualified. So if you know anyone that would like to list their property, please keep me in mind. I would love to service your family or friends and treat them like my own, as well as any buyers that I can help, even just answer questions. And if anyone's wondering for like a home evaluation to see where their house pricing is at, again, every economy, everyone's different as far as their location. I'd love to go ahead and do that for you as a service at no charge. So again, I hope you all take care. And today's date is Friday, May 15th. So I will be sending out another video soon. So I hope you and your families are well, and I wish you guys to be safe and healthy. And I hope to see you in my next video. You take care.